Hey, I have a thought. I have an opinion that I thought I'm gonna share with you. Now, don't take this in the wrong way. Like, I'm not trying to convince you to do anything differently, or I'm not trying to prove that you or me are wrong, or, somebody else is right, or any of that. It's just a thought, and I sort of came to think about it the other day, and I thought I'm gonna share with you my thinking. Hey, this is a Pentax Spotmatic. It's one of the original SLR cameras from the 60s, and it is an extremely good camera. It has plenty of interesting lenses available, from high quality Japanese lenses all the way to weird and cumbersome Soviet lenses. It's pretty reliable. It has basic automatic functions like a light meter. It's fairly light. Now, this is an SLR camera, and this pretty much is the ultimate development of film cameras. Pretty much all professional high-end film cameras eventually started to look like this. SLR, single lens reflex, there's a moving mirror, interchangeable lenses, certain automatic functions, 35mm film, regular film size. And this is how you take the pitch. Everybody takes pictures like this. Now, this was also the measure stick and the goal for digital photography and digital cameras in the beginning. And I guess it kind of still is the blueprint of digital cameras. When the technology started to develop, the manufacturers took this an SLR camera as the measure stick. Like, they need to produce equally good digital cameras in order to compete with film cameras. And now they, long time ago, bypassed these in quality and versatility and everything. So they sort of are now better than their masters. But almost all professional digital cameras share the same architecture, same dimensions, same way of using these. So they are more or less copies of these original SLR cameras. Digital SLR cameras, and I would even argue that the mirrorless cameras are more or less copies of this, with the exception of where you store the image, and then of course they got plenty of automation and all that. Even the film size is the same. The size of a 35mm film is exactly the same as the full size sensor. Hold on to that thought. This is the blueprint of an SLR camera, but also digital SLR camera. But I'm drawn to film, and I shoot mostly film. And to me, there are some unique aspects and unique value in shooting film. I mean, it kind of makes no sense. It's more complicated, the gear is more unreliable, and digital cameras take better pictures, quality-wise. But what film gives to me is a possibility to create something different, something that looks like mine. The variety of different camera types and different technologies, different development processes, different films, allow me to pick and choose the ones that I like and create the style that is mine. I claim that my pictures, when I take them on film, they look at least a little bit different than anybody else's because of the technology and because the way you use that technology. So film, even though it's worse, more complicated, more expensive, it gives me a tool that allows me to be me and allows me to go places where I feel I can't go with digital. Now, even, printing film pictures is a totally different process. So let me show you a few pictures to explain what I mean by this different. So recently I took a look at my film purchases. What kind of film have I purchased lately? And I noticed that it's been ages since I purchased 35mm regular film last time. And I don't even remember when was the last time I used this camera or any of my regular 35mm cameras. Now and then that made me think, why do I do that? And here is my explanation. Now, digital tools and cameras were sort of modeled after 35mm SLR camera. So it's no wonder that if you use a digital camera, this is pretty much what you get. It's the same type of images, same type of composition. You take them to similar places, your shooting experience is about the same. So the results are about the same. Maybe with the exception that digital cameras are better than these, so maybe the quality is a little bit worse. Now you might say that you still get the film look and feel and all that, but I mean, seriously, you can also emulate that in Lightroom and all that if we are really honest. Like, you can't really tell the difference anymore. So to me, if I would shoot with 35mm, I would pretty much get the same that everybody else. And that has, without me really thinking about it, has pushed me to use all kind of weird equipment and weird films and gear to get as far away from this as possible. Because to me, to be different and create my unique style and create something that I feel is mine and not everybody else's has a huge value. So I currently use a lot my Hologa. It's a plastic toy camera that takes this kind of pictures. I use a lot of pinhole cameras. Oh, actually, this is pretty much the only camera I use because I like the big negative size and the simplicity of this raw wooden camera, and this takes pictures like this. I also shoot my Graflex 4x5 press camera, and I take street photos with this one, and it takes pictures like this. And then I use my Ukrainian Kiev 60 with this Zodiac 30 lens, and it takes pictures like that. And out of this variety of cameras, I feel that I can express myself better than using regular 35mm film cameras. If you got your feet wet and you started to shoot on film, my recommendation is that, what if you try something else than this one? This is only the beginning. I mean, this is what film photography is all about to me. It's all kind of gear, all kind of weird gear, and then picking and choosing the ones that I like the most and making them my own. Happy shooting!